This is a story intended for mature audiences. All parties involved have filled out a consent checklist, and a system has been set in place for their safety and comfort should topics hit too close to home. With this in mind, the sun is setting. It's time to venture into the night. Good evening and welcome back to the Night Consortium. I am your storyteller, Alex Zarita. Welcome to episode 3, The Cost of Hunger. Once again, I am joined by our regular cast.
Hi, my name is Andrew and I will be playing Alexander the Malkavian.
I'm Gaba and I'll be playing Ophelia Quinn, the gang girl.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'll be playing Sunshine, the Hakata.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I am playing the Ravnos Theodora Hyde.
All right, let's begin. So, aside from the steady thumping of the music from the bar and the occasional groan from the broken sink, all is quiet in this bathroom. It's as silent as death, as a tomb. Will this be where you meet final death? If it were, you would be glad to. You'd be glad to die for this monstrous, stunning kindred before you. Her eyes sear. She towers like a parent who has stumbled upon children who broke a very expensive family vase. The bones of her face, her cheekbones, and her brow lines, even her chin, they appear sharp. The bones extend and protrude from her black skin. It makes her look otherworldly, like a demon from a deep pit of hell, about to pass judgment. She speaks. I'll say it again. Why are you here? Why have you weak bloods made a mess in my club? The sharp sickle that was once her hand presses closer into Alexander's neck. Answer truthfully for me now. Believe me when I say it's hard to speak without a lower jaw. I've seen it plenty of times before. Who do you work for? Are you Anarch? Suddenly there's a knock on the bathroom door. And a voice. Excuse me, this is the only bathroom in this place. We really have to go. A few more voices ring out, all annoyed. Seems to be a small group is waiting outside. The woman suddenly releases Alexander, and you see the extreme angles of her face recede back to a beautiful, flawless smile. She opens the door and warmly says, "Girls, I am so sorry. We had someone have too much and make a mess. Trust me, she needs her space, and you do not want to go in there. Go head to the bar and tell Ernesto to let y'all use the employee bathroom. Better yet, once you're done, get around on me. The name's Kaya. Ernesto will know what to do. Go enjoy yourself, and I apologize for the inconvenience." The Kindred smiles and sends them away. It's then that you realize there's been a dull pounding. Not music, it's a knocking. It's in your mind. LaRue, you hear him mumble something, but the message is incoherent and unfocused. He's been trying to speak to all of you to no success. Some of you, or any of you, can spend a willpower to try to listen, to try to break that temporary connection that this kindred has on you.
I would like to.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Okay.
So who has spent a willpower to kind of break through?
Me.
So those of you who have spent a willpower can hear LaRue speaking, and he does chime in. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah?
Gotcha.
I don't know who the hell this is, but she's dangerous. If you're gonna give her anything, do not mention my name. Do not let her know that I'm alive. You don't know who to trust. If she asks who you're working for, just say Mox. Leave it at that. It's then that really only that message was able to get through. This kindred walks back in, and she walks over to the sink and kind of jumps up on it and is sitting on it. She crosses her legs and she beckons for Alexander to crawl forward towards her.
I was gonna say, I don't want to be rude. You can go back to strangling me. I know you have a business to run. We didn't mean anything, so I'll crawl over on my hands and my knees. We're very sorry for this.
She smirks at that and she says, if I didn't know better, I think you would have just bent over backwards for me, no matter what.
Buy me a drink first. Alexander immediately sticks his head against the ground and he's like, no.
It's as if every desire that she has is swirling all around all of your minds, and she just wants you to obey, to be good. And again, she says, before we got interrupted, who are you working for?
Mox had us going to look for somebody. We thought that there was a lead here.
Mox, why do I know that name?
A much shittier bar than yours.
Rude to Mox.
Yeah.
I'm feeding into her ego. Shush.
That mage that's out of the west side. I thought he was exiled or something like that. And she says, I don't know why he has you stomping around here. And she actually looks towards Melanie, who's just kind of been like, not dominated, mind you, not to the same degree that you are. She's kind of just drunk and kind of, still a mess. And her eyes meet this Kindred and says, all this trouble for her? Why?
So, she has connection to somebody that's been causing a bit of a ruckus, and we were set to kind of settle that dispute. Also, her and one of Mox's bartenders are kind of fighting, so we were trying to get that to stop. They have a huge internet problem with each other. I don't know what it is. They're constantly ripping into each other.
Wait a minute. You don't mean Melanie? We're not talking about your idiot boyfriend, are we? And Melanie kind of just flashes a very angry look, but knows better than to say anything. And it's then that something seems to click in this Kindred's head. She says, oh, now that I think of it, I've heard rumor about Prodigy going missing and the camera sticking it on some poor mage. They're making him do the searching for him. So you're connected in all this, I see.
Sadly, yeah.
So, where the hell is he?
Prodigy?
Yeah, I mean,
we would love
hell,
to know.
If it's worth all this mess coming into my club and making a goddamn scene in my bathroom, which, by the way, you walked in here and I smelled something interesting. I knew you were Kindred, but there was something unique in your blood. Expected more resistance, and then I show up and I enter this bathroom and you bend over. Weak-blooded, all of you. She snaps her fingers, and then the feeling of her overwhelming presence stops. And you all kind of come to your senses and are able to move on your own. And she looks over at Melanie and says, by the way, I know your father. He's a moron. And Melanie kind of mumbles to herself about something and says, to all of you, so was it worth it? Was it worth coming to my club and making a mess? Did you find the lead you were looking for?
I mean, I wish we found more, but...
But you did find something.
Sure, not much as we could.
Ophelia's over in the corner doing like the Arthur angry hands because she was called weak.
Alexander completely agreed with the statement.
You notice this Kindred's flesh just goes back to normal as well. She just looks annoyed now. She's not on guard anymore. She's not ready to attack. Seems as though she went into a backyard expecting a bear and instead found a possum.
Secret bear.
Secret
Pretend
bear.
possum.
Yeah.
Alexander, still on his hands and knees, like rolls over into like a coffin stance of just laying on this bathroom floor, looking up at her, and it's just like, you seem interested in the location of Prodigy too. What's your reason for caring?
You kidding me? It's the talk of the town.
Well, that doesn't seem too important, though. There's probably a lot more than just that to talk about in your bar.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There are more important things. This is just fucking funny.
Valid.
The Ventru have been taken down a few notches in the last few years, and add this on top of things, can't help but laugh.
Prodigy's also your best regular, right?
Prodigy? Nah, never let him in here. It's too much chaos, too much noise. If my sire found out about me letting in a troublemaker like him, he'd have my head. I don't do business with those who disrupt my business, which is why I'm astounded you are all here before me. And she points at the sink and tiles on the wall that have been smashed from you guys rushing or bashing Melanie up against the wall. She says, "You're paying for that, by the way."
Just Bill Knox.
Oh, we have a card. Just pull out the card.
I forgot about that.
We are the worst people to hire.
Easy. Don't worry about it.
Can I spend another will point to see how just to see if LaRue has been trying to talk to us again?
No, there's no need to spend. So
Okay.
the dominate has been ended.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's so he's kind of just, you get the sense that he's flabbergasted at all of this.
Fucking do not try to be our friends. We will throw you under the bus.
He does speak up and he does say it may be worth showing her the video.
Oh.
See if she recognizes anything. So Ophelia, I think you still have the phone
Oh, I do? Okay.
with the video. Stealing everyone's phones lately, to be honest.
Okay, I'll pull up the video and I will present it grumpily. Also, I wanted to ask LaRue, what is she? Who do you know who? This lady? Who?
Who?
So I'll say, like, you're kind of just not saying it out loud, but you're thinking it.
Yeah.
And LaRue does hear that, and he says, "She appears to be Simisi. They are fearsome, powerful. I've never seen someone morph their body as fast as she has. Who knows what else she can do, but it was impressive to see." As you walk forward and present the phone to her, she takes it and she looks honestly bored and a little unimpressed at all of this. And then reaches the end of the video and her eyebrow raises a bit. Whoever he is, he's good. I hear Prodigy was a tank of a man and whew, took him out like nothing. She hands the phone back.
No, Ophelia, real quick, why don't you text that to us from that phone?
Yeah, I'll say you send it back to yourself, to your phone number before handing the phone back.
I'm still just laying on the floor.
The Kindred who said her name is Kaya, and she, after handing it back and after seeing you guys exchange the phone, and she says, "Well, looks like the problem's out of your hands now. Seems like someone capable took out a Prodigy before y'all had a chance to."
Kaya, doesn't that pose a new kind of threat to us, though?
I don't give a damn, frankly.
Well, I mean...
It's not my problem what some mage has gotten up to. It's your mess.
Okay.
It's not mine.
No, totally fair.
Frankly, I'm concerned about all of you. You're all my mess.
We can leave? Do you want us to leave? We could probably leave. I think we're good to leave.
No, not just leave. You too. And she points at Alexander and Theo. You're dressed like some performers. Are you performers?
I can paint you a real nice picture.
I can juggle.
I've no need for a painter, but if you're some circus performer...
Yeah, that's not the first time I heard that.
Well,
if you're some circus performer, I have an idea. You're going to help work off some of that debt. Specifically that sink.
you know, oh, look at the time. It's getting late.
Kaya laughs at that and reaches for the other tap that isn't broken and rips it off and tosses it at you. It's on your tab as well.
I'm just going to mentally to LaRue say, you should tell Theo that working might actually get us more information. Performers talk.
Theo, Alexander says, maybe you should take her up on that. It seems as though, performers talk, and it may be a way of learning some more.
LaRue, can you tell Alexander that I know this, but we obviously don't have any leads here.
Theo says no. Long story short.
Okay. Thank you, LaRue. You're my favorite of my ghosts.
I don't know how to take that. We'll talk about that later. Kaya looks over at Melanie, actually, and says, you know, I heard you two were together. Some kind of item. I've heard you run a stupid Instagram account together. Is he worth it? Tell me. It doesn't seem like he's worth it. And Melanie looks up and just says very calmly, I will do anything to find him. He may be a moron, but he's my moron. Kaya hears that and nods. She looks at everybody else and says, you can go. Give me your contact information before you go. You are going to work some shifts for me. Hell, maybe I'll make all of you work some shifts for me. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. But then she looks at Melody and says, you're staying with me. We're going to talk. If you want to find your boyfriend so bad, maybe you should do the one searching. I have plans for you. And Melanie kind of like looks around at all of you.
Have fun.
She's like, fine. And she just doesn't say anything else. She knows that she's been bested in this situation. As she sends you off, she does say,
by the way, Theo totally puts Harper's phone number down instead of Theo's number.
So mean to Harper. Literally so mean to Harper.
Nothing
It
but
was just
girl.
I froze. I couldn't remember my phone number.
Oh my god.
Oh, but you remembered Harper's. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Kaya does say, I have to admit though, I am curious about that video.
Same.
I've never seen someone throw a stake quite like that. Whoever it was seemed to be a professional.
Does this universe have the Blade movies?
Who are those motherfuckers?
What were they called?
First off, yes, Blade doesn't exist.
Yes! Just watched it. It's so good.
Ophelia, you can roll you're going to roll an academics and intelligence for me. Try to recall if you've heard of who this could be before. See if you recall anything about the subject. Nope. 0 successes on that.
Very smart.
Yeah. Which was 0? Was your academics or intelligence 0?
is
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Nope. You've got nothing from this. No, definitely. You've heard rumors of something. You vaguely hear something. You know you've heard something in the past, but it's not coming to you just yet.
After Kaya says he must be a professional, Theo might stop exiting and turn around and ask, what kind of professional is typically allowed to break the Masquerade?
It's a big city. Somebody jumps off a building. That's just suicide. Wasn't necessarily breaking the Masquerade. Could have been mistaken for any other mortal. Says it seems, judging from the video, that it was pretty secluded, all things considered. But when I say professional, there are some out there who know how to throw and fight like that. The Banu Hakim, they're assassins, justicars, ruthless. You have hunters out there, eradicating our kind. You have the Second Inquisition. And she pauses. They have been known to use stakes. Vampire hunters.
Kaya, if I may be so bold, and, test the limits of our newfound friendship,
Excuse me?
our servitude towards you in repaying this bathroom.
Good boy.
This is a stretch, but would you call that impact... Do you think that he died from that hit?
The thing about the Ventru is they're resilient. They can harden their bodies. They can become like stone. If he's as good as the rumors are, even a fall like that, he'd be out. But he could still potentially live. And she looks over at Melanie and says, good news for you.
That's information worth diamonds. Almost as beautiful as you. Anyway, we should probably leave this bathroom.
You miss all the shots you don't shoot.
The best part is that imagine this extremely lanky, disheveled human being that's just like
a possum
5
man.
fingers.
Specifically dressed the way he's dressed.
And smells awful.
And after exchanging numbers, after Kaya has forced you to exchange numbers, she shoos you away and says, oh, by the way, if you see a group of angry women waiting to use the bathroom, feel free to explain how you fucked things up.
In detail?
No, not a detail.
Yeah, that's what okay. Figures as much. Thank you.
And with that, I assume you guys take your leave?
Yeah, if we do pass an angry group of ladies waiting to use the restroom, I just want to...
Yeah, I'll say there's another group of people kind of heading over.
I just want to, like, walk by them and be like, how is a club this popular only have one bathroom? Like, seriously? Like, that's poor management. I just keep walking.
Alexander just sticks his head into his hands and it's just like, no. Elbows Theo and is like, we could use this friendship.
Gonna angrily stalk out.
This is so much better than a shitty mage in a bad bar.
What? This lady's a bitch.
She could help us.
How?
She's an actual vampire.
Yeah, but all she's done is be rude.
We destroyed her bathroom.
Okay, like she can't afford to fix a few tiles.
Valid, but also kind of on us. Listen, I'm not trying to simp here too hard, but...
Yeah, you fucking are.
You really are.
Yeah, you are.
It's not fair, okay? This could be information.
Like I said,
I hate to ask, but what does simp mean?
LaRue, shut the hell up.
You're not a part of this conversation. Get out of here.
Noted.
LaRue, sometimes there are times where a man loves a woman way too much to the point where he crawls on the floor and rolls around like some dead possum and does anything for her.
Joke's on you, that's how I get out of any situation.
Case in point, Alexander's a simp.
You could tell that there are some bouncers who are waiting by the elevators, and they're totally snapping your way.
Is everyone here the worst?
Yes.
It's a lot of high-class bars are typically like this.
You know, it's loud. They're just trying to get our attention. It's not that big of a deal.
I intentionally turn the other way so that I don't see them snapping.
I say we reconvene at the van. And maybe...
At the van?
At the van. And maybe call Mox first.
We should probably send him the video as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure. We just start spam texting him, being like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, who is this?
Hey, Mox.
Hey.
It's the IRA.
Like, I'm assuming this is one of the vampire idiots with LaRue.
Okay, I'll send the video, but I'll also send Mox a very angry text. With your fake mage money, pay this bitch off. Here's her number.
See, that's why I didn't give any of my information.
As you guys make your way down the elevator and back down towards the lobby, you can see that it's about, I'd say, 10 o'clock by now. And there are a lot of people who are beginning their night still. There's actually a giant crowd waiting to take the elevator back up. And as you guys head out onto the street, it's then that you get a call, and it is Mox.
Who specifically gets the call?
He calls Sunshine.
What's up, bitch?
First off, do you answer everyone like that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I got the video. I'm actually kind of surprised you guys did so well to get that out of Melanie. That's amazing.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't think it's on speaker.
Oh, you want it on speaker?
Yeah. As
Yeah,
we're walking down the
but-
street.
Yeah,
Say
you
hi,
guys
everyone.
are walking
Hi.
back to her.
Hi, asshole.
I didn't. Okay, it's fine. Anyways, hi. So yeah, no, I got the video. Well, first off, I think it's great because I can send this off
Two?
I can send this off to my contacts in the cam and get them off my back. He's gone. And hopefully that's enough for them. Gets them off my back for now.
All right, so about that. Yeah, you should do that. But you specifically should maybe keep in mind that at least Kaya believes that might not have been fatal.
Who's Kaya?
Oh, she's great. She's the best.
She's an asshole.
Alexander's become a stan for Kaya.
Oh, no.
She owns the
Yeah.
bar. And she busted in on us after we were beating up on
bathroom.
fucking Melanie.
I just think it's a great source of information. Okay.
He says, wait. You said this person, Kaya, owns the bar.
Yeah.
She said it was her bar, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah. No. She
Yeah,
said
yeah.
She's at least the manager.
Kaya Brooks owns that bar? Oh, that I did not know that.
Well, that
Is it an X?
Fucking rude.
we'll
Ooh,
charge you for that
X.
information.
No, not an ex, Sunshine. Here. No. She's very big in Chicago business right now. She's one of the best real estate developers in the city right now. She's taken a lot of properties from a lot of the standard old money in Chicago, and people are not happy about it. She's making a name for herself. I didn't know that she actually owned this bar. That's insane.
Well, she's a stinky mean vampire.
She's very nice.
She's a vampire?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
She like
What did she do?
she like turned her hand into a scythe, bro.
That's amazing.
And she made us all
Right?
simps for a minute and then was very
wasn't-
rude.
It wasn't
Yeah,
that
just for
cool.
a minute.
I mean, it was cool, but,
All of us were very intrigued for a little bit. She's got a very strong grip on the throat. It's a good hand.
Anyways, I'm going to send this video off and I'm going to see what they say, but whoever did this is good, and honestly, it should worry the cam. Hopefully it gets them off my back.
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully.
And okay, and also something else I should say, you upheld your end of the bargain. I'll upend mine. There's some rooms upstairs that LaRue and I talked about housing some Kindred. The setup is mostly there. It just hasn't been touched in over a year. Give me a few hours to set everything up and then head back here.
He has to hide his porno mags.
That makes sense.
Still on
You
speed.
say that out loud?
Yeah.
Leave the big titty
I
ones out.
have a laptop.
Do you
I have a laptop,
You seem
Sunshine.
like
He
you
doesn't
would have
even defend it. He
magazines.
just goes straight to where it actually
What does that
is.
mean?
He just
I
has
don't know.
one browser window that has 50 tabs of porn on it.
How do you keep track of 50
You're a
times before?
magician. You're obsessed with paper and like tomes and stuff like that, I would assume.
Yeah.
I'm not looking up
porno
ye old
tome?
porn, you weirdo.
Maybe he has his spell books on like a Kindle.
Okay, but also, before we let you go, Mox, seriously, the bill is really high, so you will probably
What did
wanna-
you do?
Don't worry about
No,
it.
no,
Please
it's
hang up
fine.
the phone, Theo.
But,
hang up the phone.
Mox,
Hang up the
no,
phone.
no, no, no.
Hang up the phone.
No, don't hang up. Don't hang up. I have a question. Stop it. Do you have a garage or like a alleyway parking spot?
Yeah, Jerry has some lots in the back.
Yeah, cool. Great. Awesome. 2, this kind of guy that we're possibly looking for, if it were a mage of sorts, do you think...
Why do you think it's a mage?
Bitch
I mean,
face said that she's never seen someone throw a steak like that.
Yeah.
Her name is Kai, and she's a nice lady.
Oh
She's
my
a very
God.
rude
Shut
lady.
up,
She's
Alexander.
not once been nice to us. Also, who's Cherry?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Okay.
Bartender, right?
Death.
We're gonna call Jerry Cherry now.
Mox does say it could have really been anyone who threw that stake. There are actually, I've seen on the black market stake launchers, which they kind of look like potato cannons, but they shoot stakes.
That's hilarious.
That's so
That's
funky.
Kind
So really,
of
anyone could have used it. It's hard to say without any, without more information. It's kind of up in the air, but this could have been either superhuman strength or it could have been technology assisted.
Yeah. There's another voice on the recording, right?
There was. I didn't recognize it, but I can shoot this around to some of my contacts, see if they recognize anything.
I really hate to say it, but obviously searching for this person makes the most sense and should be our prime goal, but if Prodigy is still alive, finding Prodigy would give us a lot of information.
LaRue speaks up and he says, not to take away from that, and this surely could be related, but remember this. The reason I brought you here was to figure out my murder and who did this and who organized this.
This person might be part of that.
It could be, but I doubt it.
Do you remember anything about your murder, LaRue?
There were
Sorry, Mox,
5.
We're going to be quiet on the phone for a second. We're having an internal
We're having, yeah.
I don't mute it.
It's just silence. It's just the sound of the van.
It's just the sound of people walking on the streets.
Mox does say, look, speaking of LaRue, I'm working on something back here. I've been kind of working on a I guess you can call it a spell. That'll
What kind of spell?
help us hear him.
Are we going to put him inside of a mannequin?
No, not
Can
that
we?
kind of spell.
Can we put him inside of a skull and carry around a little skull that talks?
Or a tiny doll?
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm writing all these down under bad ideas list, just for the record.
No, come on.
Someone doesn't have creativity.
I'm working on something. We can save this conversation for later because I do want to hear LaRue's side of it too. But you have a few hours to kill before your lodgings are ready. Mainly, I just have to make sure all the windows are sunproof. So yeah, you have some time to kill on your own. Don't get in too much trouble. But yeah, give me 3 hours and then come back.
Sounds good.
I feel like we need to go to a Walgreens or some store that's open right now and see if they have
Walgreens.
Vamp Greens. And see if they have stickers of cherries that we can cover the Jerry's lot sign with cherries.
Menaces, all of you.
It's that or googly eyes, which we could do
I love
both.
googly eyes.
You could put googly eyes on the cherries.
Oh my god, what if LaRue was placed in something, we could put googly eyes on it.
Yeah.
We could get a chia pet and then put googly eyes on it.
You feel a massive surge of annoyance all of a sudden.
Fuck you, you love this.
You also made this decision, LaRue, so, it's kind of on you. You
I didn't know what I was
preemptively
expecting.
assigned yourself to googly eyes. It could be so much worse.
LaRugly eyes.
Also while we're out and about, we can look for a snack.
So here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Some housekeeping. What is everyone's hunger at? Let's say you guys make your way back towards Theo's van. What's everyone's hunger at?
Hungary, Alexander's doing pretty okay.
Someone's
3.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
You got hit
I'm
twice.
one.
Yeah.
Ophelia with 2 hunger and Sunshine with 3 hunger. Ophelia, I'll say as you're walking through River North heading in the Gold Coast, it's a good amount of blocks and you were just on edge. You can feel Whenever somebody delicious looking kind of walks by, you start to like reflectively, turn towards them, and they're not your preferred type, but you cannot deny that you are hungry.
I'm also, an alley cat, so if we get into a more secluded area,
I
there's
can't.
someone in a...
I can't bite people. I mean, it's gonna suck for everyone if I do. So,
Sunshine, there are hospitals in this area. We're not far from one of the biggest ones in the city.
yeah, but am I gonna have to steal blood? What am I...
You feel it. Your beast is really, really saying this is what you want. The hungrier you are, the more and more you cannot deny that you and your clan is about death. If your blood does not surround that, it doesn't have the same appeal. It doesn't have the same satisfaction.
I might have to go on a hospital heist.
What if I just
Mouth to mouth?
bite someone? Yeah. What if I
Mouth
just
to
bite
mouth.
someone and then just I feed you the blood from my mouth?
I mean, it could... I mean, it would be kind of hot, and it would be good.
We could get one of those travel straws that you could have in your pocket or a purse, and we'll bite, and then you just have to slurp.
Oh no.
I could go in and get us blood.
What?
Do you need me to go in and get us blood? I've done it multiple times.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Solid.
You just walk in and just get blood.
Do you know a guy?
No, I just walk
'Cause
in
I don't
and I
think
get
you know
blood.
people.
It's
you
fine.
You just...
Oh, okay.
I've done this. It's one of my skills.
Your skills?
Yeah, it's what I do.
You have
okay?
skills?
Yeah, I'm a painter. I have many skills, thank you.
Well, no. Yeah, that's great and all, but you can talk to people?
Well, no, but I don't need
Okay.
to.
Oh, okay.
Sunshine is on edge from the hunger.
Are we near a hospital? Can Alexander attempt to go in and steal blood?
So before we figure that out, as you are walking through River North and then Gold Coast, Ophelia, to your point, there are many alleyways here. This is not a city like New York where there's not a lot of alleyways. There are tons and tons of hidden corners and dark alleys here. It's kind of everywhere. So if you are going to feed, this is the place to do it, to satiate your specific hunger type.
Is this near the hospital or?
The hospital is actually a few blocks east of here, of where you guys are.
Okay. I will tell the squad that I will meet up with them. I'll text them. And I'm gonna sneak into an alley.
You don't want any help on this? You're gonna do it alone?
Yeah. Unless someone else is also beat up strangers for their blood type.
Honestly, if you are gonna be around the coterie now, you can sneak off on your own while still being in close proximity. LaRue does say, Ophelia, if you need to feed, we can wait in the van. And then when you're good to go, we can head out to the hospital together.
Okay.
You are going to roll a wits and streetwise to find a proper victim. Okay,
Bro.
Yeah, you succeed. So, you do succeed. You see that there is someone who's drunk. So in Gold Coast, there's a section that I'm not kidding is called the Viagra Triangle. It's a common name. And let's say you're by the Viagra Triangle and there is a steakhouse actually at the end of the street that feeds into a pretty big alleyway on your right. And you all wait outside of the Starbucks and you see Ophelia. That's when you see this drunk person kind of stumbles off on their own into an alleyway. And they seem healthy enough, although a bit inebriated, but still they seem healthy enough that this could satisfy your thirst.
I'm gonna walk up walk casually, nothing suspicious, no.
So you casually walk.
That'd be so funny.
Your fingers curled. So everyone is still dressed in their best as well. So you definitely fit the area. You're walking along, tailing this person who is gone into the alleyway. So you turn the corner and follow behind. And you actually see that he's leaning up against a dumpster, and he's about to drop his pants to urinate, just in public.
Men.
But what you didn't realize is that he's not alone. There are two other people in front of him as well. Seems to be friends of his.
Men with friends.
So he is not alone. Are you going to try to do anything to separate them?
Do his friends also seem very drunk?
They do.
God, do I have to pretend to seduce this man?
You might have to. Which means you may have to roll for that, which I very much look forward to if that were the case.
Let's see. What are the vibes of these dudes? Are they like dressed fancy? Like
they are dressed in collared shirts that are unbuttoned at least 3 or 4 buttons down. Their hair is slicked back. You could tell that they've been drinking something strong.
I have a plan. Guys, there's a fight out here and someone has their tits out.
You said there is a fight?
Yeah, there's a fight. Boys like fights.
Okay.
And also, someone has their tits out.
Somebody's got their tits out.
Okay, so you're going to roll a performance and a manipulation for me, which is not the best.
I mean, my Chris was also bad. Whoa.
Okay. So this is a messy critical that you have rolled.
My goal is to draw them out and they're all drunk. So hopefully either someone stays because they're pissing or someone, whoever's in the back.
Okay, so you put on a show. Maybe you put on too much of a show. No. It is this loud kind of, you're flailing your arms. You realize you're making motions of breasts that are very big.
God, you honkers! She's out here.
But they're drunk enough that it works. And not only that, but you catch some attention from other people on the street. And 2 of the drunk guys go, "What? Where? No way!"
Okay, I'm gonna point in a direction. I'm gonna say, "They're just around that corner."
So in the triangle part of the Viagra Triangle, you're pointing towards, which is where there's honestly quite a lot of people. So they make sense. So it makes sense. The one that just started, who just entered the alley, who is just about to piss, is just like, "Guys, come on, wait for me!" And the other ones just kind of finish up and leave and head towards the triangle themselves. Which leaves
my plan.
Which does leave you and everyone else on the street. You 3 that have left behind, you just hear Ophelia screaming something about fights and titties and is pointing towards an area. So you definitely see her putting on a bit of a show for this.
I'm really good at being a vampire.
Okay, so why am I hearing LaRue talk about my van and now something about a fight with titties down the street? Should we go back?
It's fine. Is
it though?
Is there an actual
She's
fight
got this.
with titties? Are they fighting with their titties?
No.
I mean, because I kind of want to see that if it is happening.
Ophelia has this under control.
Okay, all right.
Do I?
I say that with quotations.
Does she need backup?
No, not yet. I think she's okay. You hear all this, Ophelia, by the way,
God
but this one drunk person is like looking down and like looking over at you. If you're going to strike, now is the time to do it. Give me a strength and brawl.
Maybe we should just head back to the van and maybe drive over and...
You succeed. If everyone wants to get the van ready, now's a good time to do it. So Ophelia, you succeed. What do you do exactly? He's unaware enough and you are strong enough that you do what exactly?
I mean, I'm thinking about, we're gonna grip him, cover his mouth, because people are dumb. And I would like to, like, pull us, if we're not already behind the garbage, pull behind.
Gotcha.
Out of line of sight from the alley.
Gotcha.
To Mom.
Gotcha. So you pull him behind a dumpster and you just dive in, and this person, whoever he is, drunk he may be, but his blood is potent. It hits just the right spot. Blood bags may be something to help alleviate, but it's nothing like this. The hunger that you get taking blood from someone in this way hits so perfectly. And not only that, this person that you are feeding from as well is quite strong as well. And you have enough control on this person that you feed and you finish quickly enough to satiate your hunger, because you were only at 2 hunger, and you lowered it down, and you do so enough in a bunch of ways that you've done before, that you see his wounds in his neck actually just heal up perfectly from your saliva. And he stands there, first shaken, and then after you drain him, he just begins to like wobble side to side. Your hunger goes back down to 1. LaRue speaks up. We're good to go. You have a bit of a swagger as you walk back to the van, and everyone else sees you.
Okay, we all good now? We can,
Northwestern Hospital is a few blocks east of here. Sunshine, if you really need to satiate now's the time to do it.
Yeah, please.
I don't need it that much, but I can at least help you.
I'd really appreciate it.
Of course. What are friends for?
Either we're going to a hospital or we're going to a morgue.
Good thing hospitals have both.
What?
Which one's easier to break into?
Hospitals expect
Probably
a lot of people to be
hospital.
walking through. Morgues less so. Usually I just tell people that I'm mourning because somebody that I love is in there waiting to die, and I'm having a hard time. So I ask where the snack counter is, and they put me in direction, and then I just kind of ignore that.
There's a snack counter at a morgue?
Sorry, not counter. No, not the morgue, at the hospital.
Is that really how you get blood? Is this
the vending machines.
Is this how you do it?
I mean, if you looked at me and I told you I'm disheveled, somebody's dying, would you believe me?
He's
Yes.
got a point.
Yes, I would very much believe that.
Yes, I'm a very sad person. Anyway.
And over you go, and you see this is a very massive hospital, branching multiple wings and multiple buildings. It covers a few city blocks, actually. But the main reception area, and say you guys pull up to, it's the first address that comes in.
Do they have one of those, like, directory signs, like, outside the door that say which building to go, like, for what? Yeah.
Let's say there's a visiting front desk in the building directly to your right. And you see names for other buildings. You see an administrative building, an office. You see an emergency room area, things like that. Nothing specifically labeled a morgue.
We don't have to look for the morgue. It tastes better. No, just like, it's fine. Whatever we can do.
Right, yes.
It's...
Sunshine, as you are pulling up, you've been to hospitals before, some smaller than this, but
I usually have a guy.
Yeah, this is familiar territory for you. You may be a bit alien to this specific one, but the stench of death, you can't deny it. It's strong here. This is what it's all about. Do you all enter the front? Or are some of you going to stay in the van in case things go weird?
In case the blood heist doesn't work out.
I would still like to go in to help.
I'll stay in the van.
Do you need someone to punch if things go weird?
Oh, but you're the talky one.
I mean...
I talk.
No,
You have
I
Alexander.
can go. Yeah, he seems to know his way around hospitals.
This is how I get my blood all the time.
Okay. I mean, you know what? I trust you.
So Sunshine and Alexander walk into the reception area. There's a young woman wearing a surgical mask. She looks up warmly and says, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
Hi, so sorry. Yeah, we're actually from the American Academy of Arts College in Chicago. We're from the down the street. I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to being an artist, and I was just wondering, I with all due respect, I really appreciate like the artists like Leonardo and stuff that would practice anatomy off of true cadavers, and we would really appreciate if you would give us the blessing of being able to go in and take a look at your cadavers today.
She looks stunned.
I know it's a strange ask.
You have just said.
I can show her my portfolio. Alexander has a portfolio.
You are going to roll a persuasion and charisma for me.
Okay.
Sunshine, you do not feel good about this.
That's good,
The
right?
clerk looks up. It's not good. The clerk looks up and she says, "Look, I get that you're an artist, but we have codes in place and privacy policies, and there's nothing I can do
Cloud memory.
Frankly." Say that again?
Cloud memory.
Okay, gotcha. And she kind of looks down.
So where were you saying that the morgue was?
She was like, I'm so sorry. Were we talking about the morgue?
Well, yes, because we have somebody that, we want to make sure that their final preparations are good.
And she like looks down and you can tell that she's very much having a terrible lapse of memory. Are you I'm so sorry. Are you the 10:30? You're a bit early.
Yeah, I know. It's just, we wanted to get it done, we're a bit emotional about it.
Sure, yeah. Wow, I can't believe... You can tell she's kind of freaked out about forgetting a bit about what she was doing, and she kind of stands up in kind of a haze. She says, yeah, I'll have to print out a guest pass real quick. Hold on. And she kind of goes to her computer and she types in something. She says, or remember, she did say the 10:30. You were the 10:30 appointment, and it is right now 10:15.
Okay.
She leads you over to a door and opens it with her key card and says, if security gives you any weird looks, just they'll know that you're supposed to be here. Head down and take a left, and that'll take you to the morgue itself.
Okay, thank you so much again. We appreciate it. Sorry for such a long conversation.
No, it's okay. I think I need another cup of coffee.
It's early. Okay, talk to you later.
Just finger guns. The doors close behind you, and it's still. Sunshine, you feel it. This is the morgue, all right. You feel that pull and you feel that tug. This is your expertise. It all lives here.
All right, just do what you need to do, and then we need to get out, like, quick.
So heading down the hallway and taking a left, you actually get to a staircase, and the staircase takes you down, and there seems to be a room in the basement that is the morgue area. And heading down, you actually see that there is a mortician actually, as you gaze through a small slot in a door, there is actually a mortician who is working on a body.
So hey, sorry, we're the 10:30. We're here a bit early.
This older man, balding, turned towards you. He has a thick gray mustache. And he says, "You're from Milwaukee? Pardon my saying so, but aren't you dressed a little fancy for dealing with dead bodies?"
Listen, we have a different way of doing things down south.
In Milwaukee.
Did you say down south?
I don't know where Milwaukee is.
Oh my god. This mortician looks down and he says, "Fuck, I don't care." He says, "Really, I can use all the help I can get on this." And he looks down at a body, and you can tell that he's just finishing up. He actually zips up the body bag on it. And he looks backwards at these freezers. And he says, I need help with this specifically. He actually opens the locker and wheels out, extends this tray holding a body, and it's a mess. It looks like an animal attack. And just looking down at this body, there's this big man. Tattoos seem to be tribal-looking tattoos all over his left arm, and you can tell from the bits of flesh that have been kind of torn apart. This mortician says, we found him out on the Riverwalk yesterday. Last night, we couldn't really get to him. Really, I don't know what to say. We don't have very many wild animal experts here, and frankly, I didn't want to bring it up to any other morticians. I mean, we're far from the zoo, and they've said no word about any animals missing. We don't know what the hell happened to this guy.
It's okay, my partner here is an expert. If you don't mind leaving us for a moment, we'll take a look.
Be my guest. I'm a bit stumped on this.
Fair.
Yeah, take a 15.
Actually, if you don't mind grabbing us coffee, it's a bit early.
Well, that's fair. All right, I'll be back.
All right, thank you.
And he steps off, and aside from this body in front of you, this body is too old to really feed from sunshine. You need something a bit fresher, but there are various coolers around you. So go ahead and you are going to roll a resolve and medicine to try to find an adequate body. You succeed. It wasn't that hard to do. There are plenty of bodies for you to kind of go through and take a look, and you find an adequate one. It isn't this one that you're looking at, but there is somebody who just passed away a few hours ago. This one's good enough.
You might want to look away. It's weird looking when I do this.
I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to go to a different room and see if I can do literally anything else.
No,
Actually,
think of an excuse of like what to say to that guy. But yeah.
Well, he won't be back for a while. He's getting coffee. I don't know where the coffee machine is, but it's probably fine. I'm actually going to take a look at this tattooed body.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to do... Alexander, you're going to roll an investigation and intelligence. All right, with a 2, you can't really discern too much from it. It does seem like a wild animal attack is the best way to describe it. It is a body that has been, the chest is torn apart and kind of ripped up. You can see that the majority of the trauma is to the neck first. And then from there, the rest of the body is just kind of torn a bit. And this figure, this body that you're looking at, is quite the sturdy body. This person is tall. Very wide frame as well. And all the various tattoos that you see, really, they're just kind of general, like I said, tribal tattoos of some kind, maybe reminiscent of like Maori tattoos or something along those lines. But just generalized, nothing super stands out. But this figure, whoever it was, has been really torn apart.
Just based off of my knowledge of the fact that I am a vampire, could I at least speculate that this was a very violent vampire attack?
It's hard to say. It's
okay.
There's parts. I mean, the neck has been attacked, but there's been so much blunt force to this body that
I'm rolling so bad tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to tell.
All right, I'll keep picking away at this. You do your thing.
Sunshine, you have been feeding from this body, this woman who seems to have passed away from natural causes, it seems. And as you feed, this hits the spot. This does exactly what you've needed it to. As you begin to drink and as you begin to savor this in, your hunger goes back down to 1. Meanwhile, outside, Theo, you and Ophelia are just sitting in the van. I'll say that you are in a unloading zone, but you have your emergency lights on. LaRue speaks up and he says, they should be done soon. Hopefully. It's then that very suddenly, out of nowhere, there is a knock on your window, on the driver's side window, and you notice that there is a black sedan that is pulled up.
You said driver's side?
Yes. And it's a figure in a black suit, all black, very finely put together outfit, very businessy, wearing sunglasses, and he knocks just very casually at the window.
Can I see that from where I am? Why's wearing sunglasses at night? Suspicious.
Yeah, I always thought that song was really weird, but I guess people actually think it's cool. Theo's going to roll down the window, because it's one of those.
The figure in the suit says matter-of-factly, "I was instructed to meet you here. Are you Alexander Delarose?"
Theo's just kind of going to look, like, between the car and between Ophelia. Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm going to be honest, I did not expect that, and that's on me. I totally should have. And I think with that, that is a perfect place to end things for tonight.